Next, let's look at something that most people are interested in when it comes to Chat GPT: coding. Chat GPT is capable of creating codes from scratch for various use cases and also in various languages. Now, please remember that Chat GPT has the capability to code anything, even malicious software. So be very careful while you're using Chat GPT, because even though Chat GPT provided you with the answers, it would only do so on prompting. So you are ethically and legally required to use ChatGPT only for legitimate uses. Please do not use them for coding or creating malicious or hacking softwares. Anyways, going on to the actual point here, we can actually use ChatGPT for coding anything and everything in a particular limit or boundary. So ChatGPT is very good in those terms. For example, let us ask ChatGPT to create a code for something known as the Range Kutta algorithm. Now, this is actually a mathematical algorithm. Some of you might have heard about it, some of you might not have heard about it. That's absolutely fine. And another thing I would like to actually tell you here is, as you can see, the spelling of algorithm was wrong. But ChatGPT understands that, interprets it appropriately, and gives you the exact answer that you want. Even as you can see, I have typed the name of the algorithm. There is a typo there. But ChatGPT understands that and again rectifies it. Now here, by default, ChatGPT starts coding in Python. But if you want, you could also give it a different prompt or a more delineated prompt stating that we want a code for this particular algorithm in, say, C++ or even C for that matter. So let us see. Here it has created the code in Python, and if we give this particular prompt, the code would start getting generated in C++. So not only does it code the algorithm, it also codes the algorithm in various languages as per our requirement. Not only this, we can also specify the kind of complexities that we want. Now, anyone who is in coding or into algorithms, you would know exactly what a complexity is. We've got time complexity, space complexity. So we can actually give those kinds of prompts also. So if I want the code to be generated in worst case time complexity, again, please don't mind the spellings because ChatGPT is actually going to correct that. So as you can see, implemented in ON, where N is the number of steps to take. This is actually the worst case time complexity. Not only is it explaining what the worst case time complexity is, it will also generate the code for the worst case time complexity. In a similar manner, you can also generate a code for best case time complexity. At the end of it, ChatGPT is able to generate a code. Not only that, it is able to generate the code based upon our specifications that we have provided in the prompt. So it takes those keywords very seriously and it implements those keywords within the code. Now, please remember, do not use this for homework because this is where you are actually supposed to use your capabilities. Yes, you can use this if you are trying to implement some very high level software wherein this plays a very small part. But remember, direct copy pasting of any type of code or text from ChatGPT onto wherever your application is not the solution. You do need to change something in order to avoid any kind of plagiarism or copyright infringement. So that's how we can use ChatGPT for coding. Now, this can be used in various places. This can be actually used in various industry use cases also, where we need to generate multiple modules that need to be collaborated or that need to be collated into one single module, and we don't have enough time. This would come in handy. Not only this, we could actually also convert a given set of code from one language to the other. So as you can see, I've written convert to Python. So what I'll do is I'll just write convert above code to Python. So whatever was in the above code, it would convert it to Python. So it was definition of X and Y. and then it goes on to the variables here that are in the method, and it will go on and print everything that is a part of this code within here. Now, as you can see, wherever it stops here, it's not stopping here. That is because we have not stopped generating till now. Here, since we had stopped generating, it stopped the generation of code. But the prompt that is there previously, that is where the information is taken from. So the above code, which is in C++ for the worst case scenario for the Rangekutta method, would actually be implemented completely in Python. So this is the worst case scenario code, but its implementation is in Python instead of C++. So this is how we can actually use Chat GPT for coding.